Hi everyone, it's another episode of Marvin Says. And for today's episode, we are to again compare two gadgets. Okay, and what we are to compare for today's episode are two tablets. Okay, one is the Apple iPad Air 4th generation, which was released last year, 2020, and it will be go against the Xiaomi Pad 5, okay, tablet, which was just released this year, 2021. Okay, so without further ado, umpisa na natin, alright? So, with the Comparo, okay, I always start comparing the boxes, alright? So, with Xiaomi, it's a white box, okay? So, okay, this is the back side of the box. The front side, okay, so you can see it's Xiaomi Pad 5, okay, with the branding of Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision below the model. And the Apple, for the Apple iPad Air 4th generation, walang pinagbago. They are usually using white boxes in all of their products. Okay, this is the side of the Apple iPad Air 4th generation. As you can see, it's the branding iPad Air, and then the front side. Okay, you have your Apple logo on this side, and at the back, okay, just uh the internal storage, okay, which is 256. All right, so again, that's the back. Sorry, that's the box. And we're gonna go with the accessory, okay? For the accessory, both Xiaomi Pad 5 and the Apple iPad Air 4th generation supports stylus. They do have their own, stylus. Okay, for Xiaomi, okay, they have their Xiaomi stylus pen, and ito yon. Okay, this can be actually attached by way of magnets. Okay, uh it can be snapped here. Yun. Yan. So ganyan siya. All right. So that's how you actually attach your Xiaomi stylus to the tablet. And for the iPad Air 4th generation, okay, this supports Apple Pencil Generation 2 or Gen 2. At ito siya. Okay, you have your uh, Apple Pencil branding dito. Okay, again, it's white, as that's basically the traditional color of Apple. Okay, again, it's also a stylus that is basically can be attached by way of magnet. So it's magnetic. Ayun. Okay, kakabit yan dito. So snap. All right. So that's the accessory for both of the tablets, Apple Pencil Generation 2 and Xiaomi Pencil, okay, for the Xiaomi Pad 5. All right, so for the colors, I'm gonna start with the Apple iPad Air 4th generation. Maraming kulay ito. They have rose gold, they have green, they have silver, they have black, they have blue, okay? And for the Xiaomi Pad 5, dalawang kulay lang to, which is the pearl white and the black or the silver variant, okay? Now, let's go with the build quality. The build quality for the Apple iPad Air 4th generation is aluminum, okay? Aluminum to, aluminum sides, aluminum back, aluminum sides, and you have uh, glass front. Okay, it's also the same with the Xiaomi Pad 5. It's aluminum built, aluminum back, okay, and sides, and then you also have glass front. dito for the screen. Okay, so walang pinagkaiba sa Apple iPad Air 4th generation. Okay, now let's go with the screen size. For the Xiaomi Pad 5, the screen size is 11 inches, right? And for the Apple iPad Air 4th generation, the screen size is 10.9 inches. So it's a small difference, okay? 10.9 inches for the iPad Air 4th generation, 10.9 inches, and for the Xiaomi Pad 5, it's 11 inches, okay? That's the screen size. All right. Now, let's go with the display. Obviously, the Apple iPad Air 4th gen sports a Retina display. Okay, it's a LCD IPS display. Okay, Retina ang tawag nila. It's also the same with the Xiaomi Pad 5, which has an IPS LCD display. So, pareho lang sila. It's just with Apple, they're using their own branding, Retina display. But it's basically an LCD IPS display, which also is the same with Xiaomi Pad 5. Okay, it's an IPS LCD display. All right, now let's go with the pixel density. As mentioned in my previous vlog, the pixel density of this tablet, Xiaomi Pad 5, is 274 ppi, okay, while the Apple iPad Air 4th generation is just 264, okay, 264 ppi. So ano ibig sabihin nun? Mas malinaw ang uh, in terms of pixel counts, mas compressed ang pixel density sa Xiaomi Pad 5. Okay, so mas lamang si Xiaomi Pad 5 sa pixel density because 274 ang pixel count nito, while the Apple iPad Air 4th generation is just 264 ppi. Alright, now let's go with the nits. Okay, with the nits, pag sinabing nits, yun yung brightness, no? That's the maximum brightness that the tablet can give you. The Xiaomi Pad 5 has 400 nits, okay? While the iPad Air Generation 4 or the 4th gen has 500 nits. So obviously, mas malinaw to. Okay, mas yung brightness mas maliwanag ang Apple iPad Air 4th generation because it has 500 nits compared to the Xiaomi Pad 5, which is just 400 nits. Okay, so brightness yun. Now, let's go with the bezel. Okay, the bezel for the Apple iPad Air 4th generation is 81.3. Okay, screen to body ratio. Ano ibig sabihin nun? So, ito siya. Okay, ito yung screen and then ito yung body. So, as you can see, may medyo this one, no? Ito from this end up to this end ng screen niya, medyo makapal. Okay, now if I were to compare this to the Xiaomi Pad 5, the screen to body ratio of Xiaomi Pad 5 is 82.8. Okay, so 82.8, ito siya. Okay, 82.8. So in a way, small difference, mas maliit ang spasyo from this end going to the screen. Again, it's because 82.8 ang screen to body ratio, while the iPad Air Generation 4 or 4th gen is 81.3. Okay, that's the screen to body ratio. Let's go with the weight. iPad Air, kaya nga Air kasi magaan. Okay? In grams, the weight of this is 458 grams. You know what? iPad Air, it's really magaan. It's air. 458 grams for this tablet, iPad Air 4th generation. While this one naman, Xiaomi Pad 5, okay, it's 515 grams. So, kita nyo, mas mabigat. Siyempre, it's 515 versus 458 grams iPad Air. Alright, now, let's go with the RAM, the read, uh, yung RAM, okay? The processing power. The RAM for Apple iPad Air 4th generation is 4 gigabytes. Okay, 4 gigabytes to. While the RAM of Xiaomi Pad 5, okay, the RAM of Xiaomi Pad 5 is 6 gigabytes. Okay, it's 6 gigabytes. Alright, 6 gigabytes for this tablet, Xiaomi Pad 5, 4 gigabytes for iPad Air 4th generation. Alright, now let's go with the storage. The storage for Xiaomi Pad 5 is 128 and the 256 gigabytes of internal memory. Those are the variants. While for this tablet, it's 64 gigabytes and a 256 gigabytes lang. Okay, so 64 or 256 for the iPad Air 4th Gen. Right, now let's go with the chipset. Okay, this was released. The Apple iPad Air 4th generation was released last year, 2020, and it has the A14 Bionic chip, chip, and that's 5nm. Okay, 5nm, right? While the Xiaomi Pad 5, it supports Snapdragon 860, okay, with a chip of 7nm. Okay, that's the processing power or the chipset. Now let's go with the battery. The battery for the Apple iPad Air 4th generation is 7606 mAh, which equates to 10 hours. Okay, 10 hours. And or while the Xiaomi Pad 5, the battery is again 8600 mAh, which equates to 14 hours. Okay, 14 hours of battery life. Okay, those are the battery comparison. All right, so let's go with the camera. Okay, the camera or the selfie camera for the Xiaomi Pad 5. Okay, it's 8 megapixels for the selfie camera, and the back camera is 13 megapixels, okay, for the Xiaomi Pad 5. Now, with the Apple iPad Air 4th generation, the selfie camera, okay, the selfie camera, ito yan, the selfie camera is 7 megapixels, while the back camera is 12 megapixels, okay, for the Apple iPad Air 4th generation. Alright, now for video recording, for the iPad Air 4th generation, uh, for the front uh, video recording, front camera, it can capture 1080p, okay, 1080p at 60 frames per second, 1080p at 60 frames per second, while for the Xiaomi Pad 5, okay, front-facing camera, video recording, it can capture 1080p at 30 frames per second. Okay? So, mas lamang si iPad Air 4th generation sa video recording kasi it can shoot 1080p at 60 FPS. Okay? While the other one, 1080p at 30 FPS. Now, let's go with the back camera video recording. Okay? iPad Air 4th generation can shoot 4K, okay, 4K at 30 FPS or 60 FPS, while the Xiaomi Pad 5, okay, can only shoot 4K at 30 FPS. 4K at 30 FPS ang Xiaomi Pad 5. Okay, so lamang si Apple iPad Air 4th generation kasi it can shoot 4K 30 FPS or 4K 60 FPS. Alright, now for the charging, Both tablets is USB Type-C. Okay, USB Type-C na tong dalawang to. And they don't have wireless charging. Okay, both doesn't have wireless charging, but they have a USB Type-C port. Okay, now let's go with the user interface. The Xiaomi Pad 5 is using MIUI 12.5 and is running on Android 11. Okay, while the Apple iPad Air 4th generation, okay, it is the iPad OS 15. Okay, iPad OS 15, that's the version, okay, or the software. Okay, iPad OS 15 for Apple iPad Air 4th generation. Okay, now this one, okay, the Apple iPad Air 4th generation can support 5G. Okay, that's the other variant. Okay, but what I am reviewing now, or what I am comparing, is just the Wi-Fi only tablet. Okay, but this has a 5G. Yun yung mayroong SIM card slot. Alright, but the Xiaomi Pad 5 doesn't have support for 5G. Ibig sabihin, Wi-Fi lang siya at wala siyang SIM card slot. Okay, now, for the speakers, both of them have 4 speakers. Ito, one for the Apple iPad Air 4th generation. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay, it's just the same with the Xiaomi Pad 5. Meron din siyang 4 na speakers. 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. Alright, for the Xiaomi Pad 5, okay, again, it supports Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. Dolby Atmos is your, sound quality. Okay, but for this one, Apple iPad Air 4th generation, it supports spatial audio, but the thing is, you need a Apple AirPods Pro. Kailangan mo ng Apple AirPods Pro as an accessory para magamit mo yung spatial audio. Kasi if you don't have that AirPods Pro, then wala, no? It's just merely using the technology embedded into the speakers. Okay, this doesn't have Dolby Atmos uh, in in this tablet. Wala siyang Dolby Atmos. All right. So regarding the automation, okay, the Apple iPad Air, okay, 4th generation supports Touch ID. Touch ID, nandito yan. While the Xiaomi Pad 5, it supports face unlocking. Okay, face unlocking sa Xiaomi Pad 5, Touch ID for the Apple iPad Air 4th generation. Okay, now for the hertz. Okay, ano yung hertz? Yun yung smoothness. Okay, the Apple iPad Air 4th generation released 2020 is just 60 Hz. While this one, the Xiaomi Pad 5, okay, supports 60 Hz up to 120 Hz. Okay, so you have the option to actually select 120 Hz. Ano ibig sabihin ng Hz? Pag 120 Hz, yung smoothness, okay, mas smooth ang galaw ng 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 lahat ng applications, ng games, ng movies, mas maganda, okay? But the Apple iPad Air 4th generation is just 60 Hz. Alright, so yun na yun. In terms of pricing, the price for the Apple iPad Air 4th generation released 2020, it's 45,000 if you are to get the 256 gigabytes of internal storage, 45,000. And the Apple Pencil Generation 2, okay, Apple Pencil Generation 2 costs 8,000 to 9,000 pesos. Okay, this accessory, the stylus, magnetic stylus, is 8,000 to 9,000 pesos. Okay, this is the Generation 2 Apple Pencil. Okay? Didikit yan, okay? It's a magnetic type stylus. Now, let's go with the Xiaomi Pad 5 in terms of price. The unit Xiaomi Pad 5 is 18,000 to 19,000 pesos. 18,000 to 19,000 pesos. While the Xiaomi Stylus, this is the latest stylus pen offering of Xiaomi, and this costs 3,500 to 4,000 pesos. Okay, so those are the pricing. All right, so final recommendation. Obviously, maraming alam niyo na kung sinong panalo. In terms of price pa lang, mas mura ang Xiaomi Pad 5. Di hamak sa Apple iPad Air 4th generation. This is 18,000 to 19,000 pesos compared to the Apple iPad Air 4th generation, which is 45,000 pesos. Okay? Now, what I have What I have for this tablet is a 128 gigabytes. Okay, it's 18,000 to 19,000 sabi ko nga pesos. While this one, okay, this tablet is 256 gigabytes of internal storage or memory, which is again 45,000 pesos. All right, so in terms of price, panalo si Xiaomi, and the Xiaomi Pad 5 was released just this year, 2021. So mas bago siya. All right. In terms of performance, okay, this supports Snapdragon 860 again, Snapdragon 860. So mas mabilis kaysa sa A14 Bionic chip ng Apple iPad Air 4th generation. Kasi syempre, I'm comparing a 2020 to a 2021, products, okay, by two tech giants. One is from US, one is from China. So obviously, ang Snapdragon 860 mas mabilis. Di hamak na mas mabilis ng konti kaysa sa A14 Bionic chip, kasi ang bagong chip na ngayon ng Apple is the A15 Bionic chip. Alright, so again, panalo si Xiaomi. But the thing is, medyo unfair kasi I'm comparing the year, no? I'm comparing a product which just released this year compared to the Apple product, which was released last year. So, in terms of, processing power, mas lamang talaga si Snapdragon 860 kasi bago siya. Alright, so that's the chipset. Now, let's go with the hertz. The Apple iPad Air is just 60 hertz, okay? 60 hertz lang ito. While the Xiaomi Pad 5 can support up to 120 hertz. Okay, 120 hertz ito. Okay, 60 hertz ang minimum niya. You can toggle from 60 to 120. Sorry, so mas lamang itong si Xiaomi Pad 5 in terms of hertz. Anong ibig sabihin ng hertz? Mas smooth ang galaw or nang makikita nyo sa mga apps, sa movies, or whatever, what have you. Okay? Now, aside from that, the accessory, Apple Pencil Generation 2 compared to Xiaomi's stylus, again, it's half the price, 4,000 for the stylus, Xiaomi stylus, while the Apple Pencil Generation 2 is 8,000 or 9,000 pesos. So, panalo pa rin ang Xiaomi. Alright? Now, for the for the camera, okay, although si Xiaomi mas mataas ng konti kasi meron siyang 13 megapixels compared kay iPad Air 4th generation, 12 megapixels sa likod, and the front facing camera ng Xiaomi Pad 5 is 8 megapixels, while ang Apple naman is 7 megapixels. Mas maganda ang camera ng Apple iPad Air 4th Gen. Tatanungin niyo kung bakit, sabihin niyo mas lamang si Xiaomi Pad 5. Hindi ko alam kung anong meron sa technology ng Apple. Mas maganda ang camera. Okay? Ang resolution ng camera or ang output ng camera dito sa iPad Air 4th generation. So, this one wins over uh, the camera. Okay? Video recording, panalo to. It can support 4K 60 at the back. At the front, it can support 1080p 60 FPS. Okay, that's your video recording. While the Xiaomi Pad 5, it's just 4K 30 at the back for video recording, and then 1080p 30 FPS video recording in front. So panalo si Apple iPad Air 4th generation. In terms of battery life, panalo pa rin si Xiaomi kasi 14 hours to, while Apple iPad Air 4th generation is just 10 hours. Okay? So, to sum it all up, bang for the buck, Xiaomi Pad 5. Why? It's the newest offering of Xiaomi. It's 2021 release compared to the Apple iPad Air 4th generation. Okay? Mas mura, mas mabilis, right? Ano pa? Yung screen niya, it's 120 Hz and supports Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision. Okay? But then again, if you're into Apple ecosystem, hindi ka bibili ng, Xiaomi kasi that's an Android platform. You go with this one. Okay? Winning factor nito is the camera. Okay? The weight, sobrang gaan kasi it's the iPad Air. Okay? It's an iPad Air. Magaan siya. In terms of, premium feel, actually pareho lang sila. You know what? Ang ano lang dito talaga is, again, you're basically using an Apple product. Okay? So, this ends the vlog episode of Marvin Says. To my subscribers, maraming salamat. Ingat po tayong lahat. Till next time, guys.